In this module, we are going to discuss intermittent fasting, which is another one of my favorite tools for burning fat. So, what is intermittent fasting? It is just an eating pattern that cycles between eating and fasting. To fully understand how intermittent fasting leads to fat loss, we first need to understand the difference between the fed state and the fasted state. Your body is in the fed state when it's digesting and absorbing food. Typically, the fed state starts when you begin eating and then lasts for about 3 to 5 hours as your body digests and absorbs the food you just ate. When you're in the fed state, it's very hard for your body to burn fat because your insulin levels are just too high. After that time span, your body goes into what is known as the post-absorptive state, which is just a fancy way of saying that your body isn't processing a meal. This state lasts about 8 to 12 hours after your last meal, which is when you entered the fasted state. It is much easier for you to burn fat in a fasted state because your insulin levels are low. When you're in the fasted state, your body can burn fat that has been inaccessible during the fed state. Because we don't enter the fasted state until about 12 hours after our last meal, it's rare that our bodies are in a fat burning state. This is one of the reasons why many people who start intermittent fasting will actually lose weight without changing what they eat, how much they eat, or how often they exercise. Fasting puts your body in a fat burning state that you rarely make it into during a normal eating schedule. Now, when you combine intermittent fasting with keto, the effects are just multiplied. Now, there's different models out there for intermittent fasting. Some people fast days for a whole day throughout the week or a couple days throughout the week, and then other people fast for 20 hours and eat for 4 hours. But the model that I like best, especially when you're getting started, is the 16-8 model. So you're going to fast for 16 hours and you're going to eat for 8 hours. And to some of you that might seem extreme, but just remember you're sleeping for 8 of your fasted hours. So it's important to time your fast, and I'm going to help you do this. I'll also include a worksheet in the download that will help you lay out your fast if you choose to intermittent fast. But what I recommend doing is stop your fast 3 hours before you go to bed. So I go to bed at 9 o'clock. So I know that I am going to stop my fast at 6. So my dinner is finished up by 6 p.m. Now I need to count forward 8 hours because I have an 8 hour eating window, and I see here that I can start eating at 10 a.m. So from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm fitting in my pre-workout, my lunch, my dinner, and any little snack or chocolate or whatever that I'm going to eat for the day. All that's done between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Now I do want to add that I do drink bulletproof coffee when I first wake up in the morning about 5 o'clock. And because there are no carbohydrates in my bulletproof coffee, it is simply fat and coffee. It does not break my fast. So that is a great way to feel full. So it's going to help you last longer. It's going to help you make it all the way to the start of your fast if you're adding a healthy fat in the morning. And I will share my bulletproof coffee recipe in another video, but just keep that in mind if you're nervous that you're going to be hungry when you wake up. Some people actually wake up and start eating and then they end their fast earlier in the day. I have a friend that does that and that works well for her. So it doesn't specifically matter what time you do your fast and what time you're eating. And actually, the earlier you eat in the day, the better, but it all just what depends on your schedule and what's going to be maintainable and consistent for you. So this is how I do it. I eat from 10 to 6, and actually sometimes I push it. I just eat 12 to 6, so I have a 6 hour eating window. But whatever works best for you is what's going to be sustainable. And as always, please send me any questions you have. I love intermittent fasting. There are so many different options out there. And as you get started with it and get in a groove, you can always change things up if you'd like. But I would recommend that you start with the 16-8 model. I'll see you in the next video.